What's good, YouTube? And welcome to Past Formats Living Long Enough to Prove DZ wrong. He has that series, Why Nobody Plays, and I agree with a lot of it, but Edison has broken in Jar of Greed and Legacy of Yata-Garasu. This is wild to watch this structure deck common go over $5, and the reason is you're able to play mind games and also play 34 cards, essentially the Hoban effect with Upstart, even though it's a bit slower to have the back row of saying, oh yeah, I have Starlight Road. You sure you want to use that back row destruction? Or setting 3-4 of these, seeming like you're overextending. They play that Heavy Storm and you've got a fresh hand even though you're open back row on the turn. So this has been wild to watch. It is seeing results, finals results in Edison. And with that, its buyouts are very real. The super rare first edition for an old card was $18 to $20. And now the lowest is like $60 for both Unlimited as well as first edition. No sales in that range yet, but sales did get crazy. Light play at $38. Multiple first editions in the $30, which is still a 33% increase versus the market price. So we'll see where it eventually lands, but it's not like this card's going to readily repopulate anytime soon. Even the Speed Duel Super Rare got a full buyout. That's how you know it's real. People are actually going after a recent tournament pack for Speed Duel for a holographic version, which is the only other holo upgrade past the commons. But when you look at the commons, they're all going to and have seen spikes and gone up in price and gotten buyouts. So that's what's happening with these two cards. At first I was scratching my head, like, is it really past formats? Did people come around? And I agree with Doug's old video at the time, but look at this. It is crazy that we're in a future of the past where this card has come into the limelight. Dragon Master Magia, you can't stop hearing about it. It's in all the market watches. People are covering it. And I can say I was right about where it would land Monday, just not the path it took to get there. It has now hit $800 and fallen back towards $750. I figured it would get bought out towards $800, $850 on Monday and then start to fall. But it is $750 and selling consistently. I didn't expect that. I expected it to get bought out to $850 and chill, freeze for a bit, maybe go to $650, get buys. It's speculatory at best when you're going to say what happens with the market. I just really felt like this was going to end up getting bought out early. People did not understand how rare it was. I did a deep dive video on that yesterday if you want to check out the exact math and my feelings on it. And I do still think this is a disgusting practice by Konami. They could reprint it anytime, which has a lot of people shaky, or they could use this card to try to reestablish the investor and collector market and not reprint it, or just slam it in the 30th. 5 years, let the conversation go by 5 years and then reprint it. But this card could create a huge chase in Yu-Gi-Oh! With the moment where we're seeing like people doing the 100-meter dash, well, the winner of the 100-meter dash showing off Blue Eyes and Exodia and popping off and it creating this cultural thing, and then you have a Blue Eyes card right here being the new Mega Chase. I do feel like this sealed will get attention if this stays above 600 and people could continue to buy it out to try to push that sealed as well, because the sealed's not selling like crazy. It's a $65 box right now, which is moderately successful early, but yeah, $750 is the selling price point go-to. One even sold around $800. I covered it when it bounced back towards $5, $6, and you see a sale at $6, and I was like, okay, $7, it's still going. $750's here. So $750 has a little bit, but not much of a wall before it's towards freaking $900. The rest of the set is performing well too. Yubel's no chump. Yubel's doing good. If anything, it continues to go up because people want the nicest version, especially during the WCQ season. Branded Fusion's hanging in there, Sky Striker, Ace Ray, and this could be relatively under-ordered because the other Battles of Legends weren't performing like the old ones where they were selling out like this, and we even have a chase card, Phantom of Yubel, inside. Now there are short prints like Yubel, half short prints, real short prints, and when it comes down to it, like, the set is relatively collectible to a degree with the 25ths, because where are you going to get other high rarities besides a 30th rarity collection or something for a lot of these cards? Konami's problem with rarity collection is double dipping on cards with already high rarities that were recent. That's what made a lot of collectors end up leaving, but it really seems like they're trying to push back towards that modern collector. When it comes down to Blue Eyes Master Magia, Dragon Master, you could spend a fraction of that, though, on some body wash. Just a friendly reminder. And luckily, it's nowhere near this. This made me laugh all day. I couldn't hold it. I'm sorry. I tried to hold it for the jokes, but what are y'all doing? Why? Why with this random comment? Somebody brought up the goblin bike riders. Like, stop it. Get some help. Ultimate Fusion is also up. Oh, those Master Magia players are going to need this, and they're going to want to play the holo version. I mean, it's not going to repopulate easily from 10s. It's up towards $1. It's not like the buyout's crazy, but people are pointing towards this as one of the ways to play it. I still think playing Fusion substitute cards is probably the most realistic way. We covered Swap Frog going up, but we didn't cover the other pieces. Totally Awesome has been spiking and going down on quantities for all versions. Crazy to see the secret rare back up here again, and I feel like this always bounces back up towards $22 for first and $20 for unlimited, or $18. Like, it's kinda wild. And then we also have Marince's Coral Anemone secret rares going up. People are on that Ice Barrier. Copium and Revealer went past 6 towards 10, 11, and we see it going. Now, Speaker didn't go that crazy, but Revealer certainly did. General Ryo, it's interesting to me, but I really don't feel like it's as worth it. I haven't seen the gameplay as much, though, to actually speak and judge this card. You have easy access commons, luckily, right now, if you do want this card, but all the holos are going crazy, and the DT. Medium also has its DT version going wild, but remember, it did get a DT reprint that doesn't look nearly as nice, which you can still get for under $2, but you also have the OG Super Rare for under 50 cents. Just know the DT of this got bought out too. I feel like with Ice Barriers, though, people just want this deck to eventually do something, and they have all that will let you play a little, which is too fair for Yu-Gi-Oh! We'll have to see how it turns out. Barricade Borg Blocker apparently is seeing a bit of a buyout again. I pulled up the 6-month graph to see its history, and it did have a huge buyout earlier in the year, but this month it is trending nothing but up for the super rare, and it's around $3 now, which is going past the graph. So be aware, this is likely for the new XYZ stuff that mixes with ABC, and that's why people are going for it. Trap Stun is probably past formats. I don't think this is Anti-Labyrinth, and also goes directly against all those Jar Greeds and Legacy of Yada. So this definitely has a history in past formats of being successful, and is interesting that if you click on pretty much any version, like, it's trended upwards. That's the super rare, though. The secret rare is, I believe, the highest rarity, and it is also up a good amount. But you click on, like, say, Raging Battles, and you can see the first edition continues to go up slightly as well. Now, I wanted to talk to the collector market a bit, because some things are definitely just interesting, crazy in price still, like Lightning Vortex here. Full buyout mode is wild. The lowest first edition, 300, with crazy buys, in my opinion, up into 260. Whereas, like, other ones that are long stays have huge dives and dips. Allure of Darkness, look at this, all the way down, and then sales at, like, 120, 115. This is a card I was actually wanting a playset. It's like on my bucket list to drop back down, so I'm kind of glad that the collector market is in this place, because this is starting to get in a range where, like, I could do 300 on a playset. That would be mighty nice. It is interesting to see these cards come back down, not just from the cardboard boom, but the shakiness thanks to Rarity Collection, where you're actually going to get them in hands of people who can play these for past formats. Double sleeving's legal, luckily, but there's a lot that's still down versus others that are really going buck wild. First edition stamps, I can't stress enough, are personally what I would be going for, because Konami can do unlimited waves of sets, but when it comes down to it, a lot of mainstays are buckling over time, and that's interesting to me, versus others still spiking up through all of this. So people saying the whole market's crashed, everything's going, so much of a majority is down. You look when these happen, and I know the term is buy the dip, but, like, wait for a price you're comfortable with in that dip instead of panicking. And if it never hits that, then don't buy. But B, there's still going to be things going crazy that are old for different reason. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these more in-depth discussions. And I love bouncing around. I know this is a shorter video for in-depth, but when it comes to old stuff, I feel like we got pretty into it for these videos. Thanks for watching, everybody.